Good morning. Whoa. Hey. Where was the intro for Tea Time with the Pronoun? Whoa. I was sleeping at the mic, I guess. I was waiting for the clicker. Remember when Tiger made that chip shot on this 16th hole at the Masters? And where we missed the intro. That's all right. It's going to be a beautiful day in Syracuse. A beautiful day. A beautiful weekend. A beautiful everything in the studio, co-hosting Joe Convertino Jr. Good morning, Joe.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
How was your week?
Very good. Tough golf week, though.
Tough golf week, except it was a tough golf week.
Why?
A very tough golf week, but evidently there were two young ladies from Syracuse, New York, who turned a little tough week into a great week. On the telephone with us right now is the new reigning 2024 New York State Women's Senior Champion. Good morning, Teresa Cleveland.
Good morning, Perry and Joe.
Good morning, T.
Oh, my T. You call her T. I'm going to call her Teresa if you don't mind.
You're right.
Huh?
I know her husband.
Oh, you know her husband. You know her husband. Okay, so it's personal with you.
I should say Mrs. Cleveland.
Yeah, no, it's Teresa. It's Teresa. Teresa, which one do you prefer?
No, T is fine, Perry. That's fine.
I know, but I always call you Teresa if it's all right.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's all right.
Listen, Teresa has been a very fine local golfer for I don't know how many years, but then she decided one day, Joe, to start playing with the big tournaments in the state, and you've had quite a run there, haven't you, Teresa?
Oh, that was my 8th New York State championship. So that it's amazing to think that, but it's been a lot of fun for sure.
Yeah, and Joe, did you know that Teresa has been putting side saddle?
I saw that on
for
Facebook.
For how long, Teresa? How long have you been doing that?
Well, Perry, really, as long as I've ever played, I've never putted the right way. I always thought, if I was facing what I was doing, it would be easier to do. And I was straddling it, which was illegal. I was straddling the line of the putt. So at some point, somebody said, hey, that's not legal. And I kind of just switched it and kept my feet on both sides of the line and just have continued to putt that way. So it's just been something I've always done.
Well, I remember talking to you, I don't know how many months ago it was, maybe it was last year, about the side saddle putting, Joe. And Teresa's been doing it her whole life. Sam Snead didn't start doing it until he got in his 60s, I think, or 70s.
Right. Yep, for sure.
How do you even side saddle when you got a 40-foot putt? That's what's weird. It looks easy. It looks easier shorter.
I know a lot of people ask how for the longer ones, but it's just the way I do it, and I've modified it, I guess, and I don't know. It works for me.
Yeah.
Not always, but like anything with putting.
Well, when you show up at a golf course and people recognize you, I'm sure that they're watching you when you putt, they're watching you when you go to the range, and they're watching you out there on the golf course. But tell the audience and Joe and I, when you had that feeling that this was going to be a pretty good week for you, which day was it? The first day, the second day?
Well, that's a great question. The first day I thought I got off to a pretty good start, but the back nine kind of slipped away a little bit on me, and I was like, oh, man, because our final group on Wednesday, between the four of us, we have 18 New York State championships. So the group was just so strong, and you knew if you had a misstep, you were losing pace with that group. So it was I just had a feeling, if I just worried about my own game and just played Ontario as best that I could, I would have a chance at it. So I just had a calmness about me and a confidence where I thought just not to worry where they are, because they're all great players and they're trying to do, the same thing. So it was just separating myself from that and just playing Ontario. And so it was exciting right to the very end, and I made a 7-footer for my par to win by one stroke. So it was great. It was right to the end. A lot of fun.
Is it 3-day or 2 days?
It was 2 days.
Great.
Two days, and it was wet and cold at Ontario. We had some really cool, rainy weather, but everybody was playing in the same conditions, so you just had to get on with what you were doing and not worry about the outside, interference of the weather.
See, that's what Perry and I talk about a lot, the mental side of golf,
Oh
Perry.
gosh, and if anybody is tough mentally, it's Teresa.
Yes, it is.
But when you're in competition, but as amateurs, Teresa, even for the men, I don't care whether you're a junior, a male, a female, senior, it doesn't make any difference. As an amateur, you can make a living hitting fairways and greens, and I have a feeling that you know how to do that.
Yeah, yeah, it was. You're right. I mean, the rough was so thick and heavy that you got, if your driver started straying, you could really pay the price for that. And the greens were pretty quick for the amount of rain that they had. So it was more, it's kind of a placement. Like I was, I won there in 2010. So there was a sense of knowing the course that helped too. And, yeah, it was just the fairways and greens are huge for sure.
Well, and on the same day that the senior championship was being played at Ontario, there was another division. It was the super senior division, and guess what? You stay on the line, Teresa, because the new 2024 New York State Women's Super Senior Amateur Champion is now on the line. Barb Harrison from Oswego. Good morning, Barb.
Good morning.
Yeah.
You certainly make it sound so exciting.
Well, it is. I mean, two? I don't know if that's ever been done in any area where you have the senior and the super senior.
That just tells you how strong the Syracuse district is.
Yes, absolutely. And Barb, I've known you many years. I remember meeting you and your husband up at Oswego when I was a member there, when I first came to the area. And I watched you. I knew you had it, all right? You had it. It was just a matter of you didn't play often enough. You didn't play in the district events, not a lot of them, and you started at a later age in life, didn't you, playing golf?
Well, I learned the game very, very early with my dad.
Oh.
Well, it wasn't, when I was at Oswego was when I got into district, and that really changed it. And it seems like the older I've gotten, the better I've gotten, as crazy as that sounds.
Well, Joe, you go ahead.
Well,
what do you have to say?
Barb, congratulations. That's awesome. And it's great. We got two winners from area code 315.
Yes, it's area code 315.
Barb, tell us a little bit about your round, your 2 days, and, how it went and conditions and how you brought the title home.
Well, I heard T talking, and it was very similar. And I said to her, how do you do this? And she said, stay calm. So I tried to stay calm. And the first day I was playing with Karen, I played with Karen Sullivan both days, and she's the defending champ. And we've just struck up a really nice friendship, and that really helped to just play hard and stay with her. And she didn't play that well. But as T said, the first day was a little rough, got a little chilly, and we were pretty tight. Karen had 5 birdies, but she also had a couple double bogeys. And I just, as T said, I tried to stay pretty steady and just play hole to hole and just get a par. And then I didn't have any doubles. I had a couple bogeys. No, last birdie on the first day on the last hole. And then that's when I saw T the next morning, the second day, and she just said, stay calm. So I did the same thing, fairways and greens, and I keep playing the round over my head every day, and I think I hit 13 greens.
Oh, wow. That'll do it.
Yeah, the second day. So I said, just steady, and I'd say, okay, I got a par, she got a bogey, okay, and I didn't look at the leaderboard. I didn't add up the scores. I didn't think in my head, okay, you're this over, you're this. I just went tee to green.
Well, listen, your victory wasn't exactly as challenging as Teresa's was, because you won by 9 shots, but Teresa had to make a 7-foot putt. And if you don't mind, I'd like to ask Teresa about that 7-foot putt and what went through her mind. Teresa, tell us.
Well, Perry, I leave the pin in all the time, and to me it's just like using a backboard in basketball. I like to go right for that backboard, and so the putt was, definitely just straight uphill, no break on it. I knew I could put a little pace on it, and and I wasn't thinking in my mind. I was just thinking, just get a par here. Let the chips fall where they may. Get a par. I didn't want any pressure of, if I don't make this, we could go to a playoff. I'm like, just get a par, and it went right in. It hit the pin and dove right in the hole. So
wow! And by the way, so you leave the pin in now when you putt, huh?
Yes, she does.
I leave the pin in all the time.
Good for you.
I never take it out. So I just use it as like depth perception and as a reference to exactly where I want to hit that putt. So I've just played that way now for several years, and I leave it in. So.
Well, I can't tell you how proud we are. Well, one more thing I have to mention. Joe,
what?
When we had the Break the Bank shootout at Lakeshore.
Did they clean up all the cash?
At the shore, the Break the Bank shootout at the shore, Barb Harrison came to the putting green, and we had a contest in the putting green, and we gave him three shots to make the putt. Barb Harrison made all three. All three $10 putts and made $30 right on the green before she went to the first hole. Right, Barb?
That's correct.
Well, that's why they're New York State champs,
yes,
Perry.
That's why.
Now, Perry, I know we may not be able to fit it in, but can we get them on our schedule? You and me against those two. I'm going to need strokes,
come
Perry.
on. Are you kidding?
I'm going to need strokes.
You're on, you guys, right, Barb?
Oh my gosh! No, we should be caddying for them, not playing
caddy,
against them.
But ladies, I have a legend. Perry Noun's in the Legends division in New York State. It's above super senior.
Yeah, listen, they created a Legends division, and then they even had an age division thing, and I won my age division, but that was because nobody else competed in that age division but me. But I won the division below me, too. Listen, it has been, I'm so happy that I've had the pleasure of knowing you guys, and we're so proud of you. And New York State, Central New York is. Congratulations again on both of you for winning New York State titles. And is this your first one, Barb?
Oh yes, I missed a putt 2 years ago in Ithaca. Karen was in my group. I left the pin in. I missed a very short putt to stay tied. And she just looked at me and she said, "You take that pin out." So that's kind of why I take it out when I have close putts.
Oh, I see. Well, thank you very much, ladies. It's been a pleasure, and we'll stay in touch. If you really want to play, we'll play at either Bellevue or Oswego or
Calvary
Calvary.
Club.
The Calvary Club.
Sounds great.
All right.
Have a good weekend, ladies.
Thank you.